On the 22nd of November 2020, during the Sunday service at the New Light Covenant Ministry, the man of God Apostle Marcel Chiatim gave a prophetic message concerning the youths. He said, "There will be youth war across different parts of the world. Let's swatch."
2021 will be more tougher than 2020.
2021 sera pire que 2020.
Every nation will experience opposition.
Toutes nations vont expérimenter les oppositions.
People will pick up arms.
Les gens vont ramasser les armes.
Commit the youth.
Remettez la jeunesse
into prayer.
En prière.
Pray for them.
Priez pour eux.
We don't want blood.
On ne veut pas le sang.
We don't want to hear sound of gun.
On ne veut pas entendre les bruits des armes.
We don't want to see innocent souls dying.
On ne veut pas voir les gens mourir.
Pray for them.
Priez pour eux, pour voir.
In Jesus Christ's name we pray.
Amen.
On the 31st of January 2020 during the crossover night, the man of God Apostle Marcel Chiatim repeated the prophecy again. And this time he emphasized that the challenge every nation will face in 2021 is youth war. These were his words.
There is a challenge almost every nation will face in 2021. On the third day in the mountain, I saw a word, youth war, youth war, youth war. Youth war, youth war. So we have to commit the youth in prayer. The word is pregnant, but I will not explain it here. I have highlighted it for you. Youth war. Write it down. It will happen in almost every nation.
Another night of unrest in Tunisia. Young protesters raging against unemployment, poverty and police brutality in some of the country's poorest neighborhoods. They say they have nothing left to lose. Even the threat of the coronavirus pandemic and a curfew aren't enough to keep them at home. Deployed army across several cities. Hundreds of people have been arrested, mostly teenagers. The president visited one of the cities near the capital and called for calm.
I know the state of poverty, and I also know who is exploiting your poverty. Don't let anyone exploit your misery. Don't attack private or public property.
A challenge almost every nation will face in 2021. Youth war, youth war. So we have to commit the youth in prayer.
Police in the Indian capital Delhi have clashed with protesting farmers after tens of thousands converged on the city to express anger over agricultural reforms.
Attended by India's top leadership. For Prime Minister Narendra Modi, the ongoing protests are the biggest challenge he's faced since he came to power in 2014. Hundreds of thousands of farmers marched into Delhi on Tuesday from neighbouring states. A planned protest, but it deviated from the routes it was allowed on, finally reaching the Red Fort, a place of great political and historical significance in India. Police fired rounds of tear gas and in some places led a baton charge. At the heart of this protest, new agricultural laws passed by the government in September last year. Protesters fear the changes will open them to exploitation by private companies and have been demonstrating against them.
A challenge almost every nation will face in 2021. Youth war, youth war. So we have to commit the youth in prayer.
This was supposed to be a demonstration against new police powers. Instead, it descended into violent clashes. France is a frustrated country, under curfew for 12 hours a day, and so far hobbled by a sluggish vaccine rollout. That frustration boiled over.
A challenge almost every nation will face in 2021. Youth war, youth war. So we have to commit the youth in prayer.
The students from more than 50 universities are taking part in a rent strike in protest at how the pandemic has affected their studies. Many courses, of course, have moved to remote learning, which has caused some students to go back home. And with mental health also a big concern, the higher education regulator is calling for more financial and emotional support for students. Adina Campbell reports.
A lonely figure in one of the UK's largest cities. Life in Sheffield for third-year student Harry Smith isn't what it used to be. Stuck indoors in a tiny room, he's one of a handful of people left in this block of flats, normally home to hundreds. His only contact with the outside world, working part-time at the local supermarket.
A challenge almost every nation will face in 2021. Youth war, youth war. So we have to commit the youth in prayer.
Well, both students and teachers are turning out at a rally that's on now in Paris at the Luxembourg Gardens. France 24 senior reporter Claire Paquelin is there as well. Claire, let's start first with the teachers and with school nurses who are striking today. They've turned out in force, as we say in French. What are they most angry about?
Well, school teachers as well as school nurses say that they are underpaid and understaffed, and that the COVID-19 crisis has really highlighted the difficulties that they've been trying to raise for the government for quite some time now.
A challenge almost every nation will face in 2021. Youth war, youth war. So we have to commit the youth in prayer.
Thank you for watching Nowcom TV. Right now, are you grateful for what God has done in your life? Go now to www.nowcomtv.org and share your testimony with us.